last few years, a rather casual but extremely powerful approach to teaching others has emerged. It's called crowdsourcing, and you can see it almost anywhere. Hi, my name is Devontae Andre Young, and I'll be informing you about the impact of crowdsourcing. I made this website to inform you about four key concepts that I will answer all questions towards my innovation. Those four key concepts are the purposes for crowdsourcing. What's the effects and impacts of crowdsourcing? The technical aspects of crowdsourcing. And last but not least, the relationship that crowdsourcing has. On this slide, I'm going to be discussing the purpose of impact of crowdsourcing, the problems that crowdsourcing can solve for companies and brands, and why crowdsourcing is important to you. According to Webster Dictionary, the definition of crowdsourcing, also known as crowdfunding, is the practice of obtaining needs, services, ideas, or content by soliciting contributions from a large group of people. In other words, basically, crowdsourcing is usually a group of people who all come together to complete business-related tasks that a company would normally either perform itself or seek advice from a third-party provider. In this video, I show how crowdsourcing is used in today's society. I made this video by using YouTube Video Editor, and I recorded this with my iPhone 6 camera. The first scene in the video is an interview of a recording of student I answering what she thinks crowdsourcing is from her point of view. Next scene is how crowdsourcing actually works in real life. The importance of crowdsourcing. Crowdsourcing can improve productivity and creativity while minimizing labor and research expenses. Using the internet to solicit feedback from an active and passionate community can reduce the amount of time spent to actually look for new ideas that nobody else ever thought of. Impacts. There are great benefits of crowdsourcing. Being able to use crowdsourcing brings a lot of advantages to huge businesses or companies and people who are looking to complete certain tasks at a reasonable price. The main aspect of crowdsourcing everyone loves is how the cost is so low. So that means there are a lot of people ready to help and work at all times. Crowdsourcing has had a profound impact on society through how humans receive free feedback from volunteers before they post their product to their public. For example, weather forecasters and traffic reporters don't just base their answers only from their experience, but also looking forward from hearing reports of events from the general public. Below is a video about how crowdsourcing is used effectively in today's age. One field that impacts by using crowdsourcing is advertising, especially in the marketing industry. The advantages of crowdsourcing in marketing industry is first off that overhead is lower, the talent pool is huge, and most importantly, it allows an agency to grow and shrink as needed. On this page, on this page, I'll be talking about the technical aspects of crowdsourcing. Users interact with crowdsourcing through crowdsourcing design and crowdfunding. If you're looking for a logo design, you can tell a crowd of designers what you want, how much you'll pay, and your deadline. Another way users can interact with crowdsourcing is by crowdfunding. Crowdfunding involves asking a crowd of people to donate money to your project. For example, if you want to raise $10,000 to pay for studio time to record a new CD, crowdfunding can help you raise that money. This video explains the process of crowdfunding and how it affects society. Crowdsourcing technology incorporates with the big idea, societal. Nowadays, everything is based on social media. Social media has changed the way business engage with consumers, fans, and followers. Don't want to be told what they want to discover. Asking open-ended questions on your social media sites is a way to not only close the gap, but also create a program that turns the act of collecting and reacting to feedback into a marketing campaign of engagement. By doing so, your brand is growing and will continue to grow because of the different ideas you are receiving from social media sites. Data. Data. Crowdsourcing is primarily a producer of data, and this is one of its important characteristics. Crowdsourcing is a kind of innovation that consumes a good amount of levels of data and breaks it down using high volume, quality attempts at solving problems. The value crowdsourcing generates ranges from financial to societal through its ability to produce more preferable outcomes. Entrepreneurs gain access to a wealth of ideas and insights, far greater and more quickly than a small number of employees can provide. When it comes to crowdsourcing, there are always risks. While crowdsourcing, but in particular data concerns, is data storage. When I was researching about crowdsourcing, I noticed that anyone could know about your ideas. Companies face intellectual property and confidentiality risk when conducting a crowdsourced project, only because crowdsourcing generates from the general public.
I'd like to inform you on how I actually made my webpage. Well, there was a lot of things we had to do in computer class, and with dealing with obviously HTML coding. Well, this is my banner, and I made this banner in Pixlr. The pixels are 800 by 600. We had to make pictures, come up with a picture that relates to our innovations, which is mine is crowdsourcing. And the way I got these pages was actually uploading. I mean, these pictures was actually uploading them to my web server so they can come up next to it and actually go along with the text. This is actually my HTML coding for one of the pages, the reference, I mean, the data pages. Uh, as you can see, this is the doc type and how this is my logo. This is the banner with the div. And there's P tags, there's headings, and then there's the next buttons, the buttons at the end that can operate by going next, previous, or home. Now I like to talk to you, or tell you about my reference page. My references are actually very reliable, as you can see by the dates. Some are off, yes, but I have 10 references, and one of the references I really got a lot of information was number 9. Take you there right now. Number 9 was very reliable because it had its own, like, it wasn't being biased, and I understood more about crowdsourcing than ever before.